Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. We're starting episode 404, which is yet another daily color in small victories. We are now working on the next set of black base images that I have finished basing in black. And before I dive into coloring with them, I want to share the other 3 pages that have base black Faber-Castell Pitt pen. First was my space page, colored with colored pencils, and I used looks like a glaze and a silver. I used 3 different sets of pencils: Prang, flower boxes, Brit Funers, and then the 120 color black barrels. The second black was the rectangles. I spent a long time on this page, and this is all gel pen, the Languo matte gel pens. I got them from Temu, and then I used colored pencils in the other 3. The top halves of these 2 were done with Inktense, the bottom with Lightfast, and the upper left was drawing, and they're all outlined with the Languo gel pens. The third one that I did, I used colored pencils again and minimal Languo, and this time I did buy the, I think I did green, silver, and white Languo, and I colored them partially with you and decided to leave them partially colored, and then just finished off the black on the white half. And looks like I did some centers of the flowers here, so I each one was a little bit different. And here's what we're going to work on today. So today we have these prepped 4 shapes, and I decided to do something yet a little bit different, so that I believe this is the last black shape outline. So we are going to use my Tanmits today. I have a 80 set of Tanmit. These are all glitter pens, and they are quite fantastic. My husband and I each own a set for our penning pleasure. I use these to to address and fill out the insides of my cards. I like to color coordinate them. They are a very thick nib. They are fantastic. They are soft and buttery, and every one of them is a glitter. So I have picked out an array of colors, and I am going to dive right in. This particular set, not only does it come with 80 pens, it comes with 80 refills that are numbered. They have a very thick core compared to other gel pens, and then you also get a bunch of free artwork. And the swatch chart looks like this, and it is fantastic. I also have my own little swatch chart that stays in, that's ring bound, and here is what all of the lovely colors look like. I have created some blending groups of 2, 3, and 4 in a variety of colors, and we are going to get right to it. So I don't think this will take very long, and what I plan to do to finish it off is to probably come back through and do some there's some line work that I need to share with you on my master book that is not touched. You'll see some lines that now of course are gone because of the black, so I do need to go back in, and I might do that as a second day to start off. We've got these floral images that we will work on next, so I might pop in and extend this to last like a day and a quarter. We'll see how it goes. So I need that as a reference, and here I am. I'm going to zoom in close now, and then we'll change the brightness a bit because it is definitely set up for farther away. Ooh. I want to get nice and close because I want you guys to see how these gel pens work. I do not use these for coloring very often. I've only colored maybe 3 or 4 items with them, and they are loads of fun. So I am going to start with the diamond, and I'm going to start with my 2 greens. There I have an olive green and a bright green. We're going to do the olive green, which is G18 is the light, and fern green GN18. So they do have the number 18 in them, but the beginning codes are different. And how I like to do this is I start with some light, and while it is still wet, I actually do blend these together. So here's a little bit of the dark, and then I kind of flesh it out. And I don't mind that the variety, you know, the amount of the light and the dark can vary. It makes it look a little more realistic. Kind of has a stained glass look to it. I might even zoom in further. Let's see if we can just get you right in. And I'm not sure how the glitter is going to reflect. So let's just see how it all looks. See how I'm actually blending the inks together? It gives it somewhat of a painted look to it. And I don't want to do too much at a time because I risk having it dry too fast. Here, we'll just for giggles do a couple of reverse. See how that goes. Does it make a difference? I don't think it makes too big of a difference. If you guys see a difference, let me know. I am probably going to, so I don't bore you with all the little details, I'm going to make sure I get all of the colors on all of the images, and then we're going to check on the time. I really just want you guys to see how this all looks and how wonderful all of the colors go together. So that's the one green, and I am using the same greens on all 4 images. So this is the bright green, and it is G21 yellow green and G23 grass green. And these long leaves are going to be these 2 colors. And there will need to be some drying time too. These are large enough leaves I could have added a 3rd color had I wanted to. Got that nice and wet, and then hopefully I can get in there and show you the adding of the dark. And if you don't like how much dark, you can come back here and knock it back with some of the light. And this is a very translucent looking, you can see the black through, and that's why I may come in and do some Languo opaque gel pen over the top. I am not sure yet if I will want to do that or not. I am holding the pens in my hand, and I treat them like a Copic or alcohol marker, where I have my cap in my hand, and I can hold up to all 4 of my colors, because the largest blend I have is 4. Dan from Italy asked if I had done a mandala, which I only have one. And I did not use these. I don't think I owned the Tanmits initially. I had Castle Arts and I had Sparkle Pops. So I had done the Sparkle Pop as one of the mandalas, and I do want to get back to the mandalas. So that's the two different green tones. Now I'm going to pick up my pinks. There are 4 of them, and it is I gotta get the colors correct. Okay, and I will be holding all 4 of these. So we have light pink G08, peach pink G06, rose red G05, and deep rose G4. I am going to start with the lightest. Oh no, I'll start with the darkest color this time. Let's see how that goes. So I am doing a little bit of feathering because this is a very strong color, and I want to be able to not have too much of it. Okay, so rose red is a little bit lighter, a little bit pinker. And now we're getting decidedly, this is peach pink. I am blending them together. And then the lightest is this lovely light pink. And that is what that flower looks like. So I will only do the one. And then we're going to move on to the triangle image. It has 2 leaves again. So we'll do just a couple of the light olivey ones. And I do have to be careful because I just felt a little wet on my hand over there. So I have to balance don't want to lose focus, but I also don't want to get my hand in the ink. So that's the light green. Here's the bright green. See if I can get a little bit of the darker green, but not too much of it. It feels very wet, like watercolor. Kind of reminds me of watercolor. Alright, so that has to dry. Next, we're doing yellows to orange. The center of the flowers are going to be golden yellow? Nope. Apricot yellow. That's going to be my center. So we're going to work on this flower down here out of the way. There's the apricot. And then we have 3 yellow, a yellow to yellow orange, and an orange. So we've got golden yellow G15, G13 gold, and yellow orange G9. I'm going to go ahead and start with the flicking of the yellow orange, which is really, to me, orange. Okay. Moving on to the gold, and I'm doing a reverse flicking. So this is just a lot of kind of a repeat manipulating of the wet, however you want to have it look. So I will do a reverse flick here, wanting to keep the lightest color at the tips. These really do feel like you're using like an aqua painter or a brush. All right, so that's that color. And all of these can be slightly different variations of the amount of yellow to orange so that they don't all look exactly identical. Ooh, and we got fuzzy. So there's what that one looks like. See all that wonderful sparkly glimmer. All right, so now I'm going to move my camera back, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is the biggest image here, this triangle. All right, so I'm going to do, I've got two kinds of leaves again, and I think the little fern type leaves are going to be the limey color or olive. And I have two colors of purple for these. I have a lighter purple, and that is going to be this big flower. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 large flowers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little flowers, and I haven't even thought what to do about the butterfly. Okay, so the purple G44 is the darker color. Oh, and I just kind of went over the line there. The lighter color is pastel. Oh, grayish purple 41. And it's sort of a dabbing motion. I've used the dabbing motion before when I'm doing painting. The darker little flowers are eggplant purple 43 and black purple 42. The eggplant is the lighter tone. So up here, I'm going to do both of these. It's pretty dark. And black purple. Now I'm going to show you if I want to. And I think I do because this is pretty dark. It was not as dark on my copy paper. I am using the pastel purple. All right, so those are the colors for the triangle. I am going to go steel apricot yellow for the middle of these flowers. It's kind of a risk here because that's wet, 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 wet. All right, and then let's do the bright green leaves on this flower. See how easy that is? So nice. See, and I have fallen in love with the absolute slowest medium on the planet, that being colored pencils. And if I were to just use these, it would be so much faster. But I just really love my colored pencils. All right, so that is the color tone for the triangle. And then we've got the second diamond. I actually have this larger fern type flower element, and I'm going to use all three. I'm going to start with the olive, yellow. I'm going to go to the yellow green 21, and then do grass green G23. And I may go all the way to the darkest. I might do all four. Fern green. We'll see. So first, I'm going to rotate a little bit because I want to make sure I stay away from the other image. All right. Nope, I think I'm okay going to this third color. Right. So that is the fern. Then there's these little leaves that I can just do. These little guys can be very simple and bright. Okay, so I have three blues. There are these 4 fan flowers. I will say I did not pick colors for them, so I might have to be spontaneous on that. So light to dark. I had it right the first time. Pastel blue G29, sky blue G30, sapphire blue G35. And I will have all of these colors in the description. All right, starting with the sapphire blue. I'm doing these little fluffy flowers. I will vary the colors on them somewhat. So like this one, I won't go as dark. This one I will do completely light colored. Down here, I will make this one mostly dark and skip the middle color. Just like so. And then, hey, we'll just grab kind of the middle pinks. And then the light pink. that is pretty much what I am going to do. I'm going to now go back. We've got a little time. I wanted to get the gist of everything set for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish. I will finish these 2 flowers, and then we will move back up and do a couple more of each of the flowers and call this one finished. And I will finish the rest of it on my own, and come back and we will figure out the how to get the tendrils and everything filled in. This butterfly has little dots for his path. It's very cute. And I do plan on doing the Languo gel pens. Okay, so we need purples, and I have 2 big flowers I want to do. I've already done the little ones. Starting with the grayish purple G41. Again, making sure I don't go too far and do too much. So I'm popping right back in here with a little bit of purple flicked. Not too much of it because it's a pretty small flower. And now I will come back in and spread out the purple, like so. Now we'll do the other one. I hope that this is going to excite you guys about other mediums, even though I'm still totally addicted to pencils and I don't want to make this a big habit for myself. It is, every time I do use other mediums, I'm like, oh yeah, these are really fun. I should do this more often. But no, I'm addicted to pencils. All right, so there's that, those 2 done. And I decided I was doing the bright green for the bigger leaves. These little guys, I think, are also little tiny leaves, but I think I will hold off on those till I get closer to finish and have my reference image to verify. I think this image down here is dry at this point. These Tanmits are a nice large nib. The Castle Arts that I have are a very delicate nib, and they actually skip some. These are a better overall working gel pen to me. And they're both very reasonably priced. Okay, so now I do need to be careful. So I think I'm going to rotate, and I'm going to rotate you guys with me so I can keep my hands away from the bottom. Yeah, so we're going to be working almost reverse. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do another pink flower or 2. Let's move it away from the edge there, so I'm not working on the edge. Okay, so we've got our 4 pink blend, starting with the darkest pink, which is deep rose. Flicking out, being careful not to use too much because it will spread. The next color is rose red. This is such a pretty flower. Very unique shape. Then we have peach pink. finishing off with our very light pink, which is light pink. All right, I'm going to go ahead, and it was bright greens, and I haven't really colored. And then there's a long line that we will draw using the Languo non-glitter gel pens. And you can even come back in here once they're dry, and you can add a little bit darker. That is looking pretty good. And now I'm going to head on over. I'm going to rotate again on you guys. Okay, so we're going to do our yellows. Yellow to orange. I'm going to go ahead and do these little guys. And if you wanted, you could, these little 4-petal flowers, those could be left white. Maybe I'll do that. Just, it's always hard to decide something to leave white, but I really like the strategy of leaving just a little bit white. So this is going to finish it off for the day. I knew this would be pretty fast because I did all the prep already. And then I will come back with a game plan for doing the line work that I want. So I'll have to take a little time to do some homework and finish the coloring of these. I actually have made 3 copies, since this is now foreign territory for me. I now have, and I haven't coughed, you guys. I had to take more allergy stuff the last 2 days, and it has really helped. I stopped too soon. The pollen, our truck is really green. It's just so polleny here. So anyhow, I've got lots of samples of these to play with those Languos and decide what I want my line work to look like. So there you have it. Let's do one more. So I believe all of these little 4 petals, I'm going to leave white. Okay, hopefully that did not change our focus. And then I will do one more. And we will wrap this up. Yeah, these are a lot of fun. I've done some card making images and a couple of big coloring page projects and lots of little accents and bling. I need my center. And that is going to do it. So let me get back to the regular right side up. And I'm going to pull out so I hopefully can share with you guys. Have to go further up, don't I? Oh, actually, I don't think I have to. Look at that. And we're going to brighten it up. So pretty. All right, so the next time you see this page, it will be all colored in, and then we'll be working on all of the line work that goes on the black.
Do all the YouTube things, like, share, comment, consider subscribing. Thank you all for joining me today, and welcome back if you are returning. And I hope, even if you have no gel pens, that you will come back tomorrow so you can at least see it finished off. And if you have some gel pens, get them out, make a copy page, do some practicing. It's really, really fun, I promise. Hope to see you all there.